Hello, everyone. My name is Roger Assault. This is the Wolf That Lives Inside Me podcast, an alpha male podcast. My name is Roger, and there is a wolf inside me right now. Inside me, deep inside me, there's a wolf, and he's angry, and he's mad, and he's loud, and he's rough. The wolf that is inside me is so rough, and I need to talk about it with other men, with other alphas, because that's who this podcast is for. It is for alpha males and sigma males, because I'm both. I'm an alpha sigma male. People say that's not possible. They're wrong. Yeah, they're wrong. They've not met me. They've not met Roger Assault. And there's one thing that I'm not, and I'll be quite clear about this. Well, there's quite a lot of things I'm not, actually. I'm not gay, don't say I'm gay, I'm not gay. Yeah? But what I'm not, which is gay, but I'm not gay. Don't be saying I'm gay. Yeah? But what I'm not is a beta. And I don't mean the fish, because I'm also not that. I mean, I'm not a beta male, I'm an alpha sigma male, and you best remember that. Because the second you forget that, well, you'll be listening to this going, this man's clearly a wolf, he's an alpha, he's a sigma, but I know maybe his wife has got a boyfriend and he's gay or something. I'm not any of those things. I'm an alpha sigma. I don't mean to hammer the point home, but you need to remember that while you listen to this, because if I found out any one of you is listening to this podcast and you think just for a second, oh, maybe he's not alpha, I'm going to be really upset. Not upset, that's a women thing. I'm going to be really angry. I'm going to be really angry. I'm going to punch a wall. Then I'm going to sort of, I don't know, shout at women about it because it's their fault. Right? So just remember that. Yeah? I don't want to start the podcast on a negative tone, because this is a positive podcast. There's a lot of good things that are going to be said here. We got some guests coming in, and they're great. They're really smart. They're really clever. They're really smart. Yeah? So let's not indulge any of that. Yeah? So we've done the preamble, ain't we? That's done. You can, that's boring, Roger. Roger, you want to know, he's alpha. He's fantastic. He's got ideas. He's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I've got Bitcoin. Yeah? Ethereum. Crypto mining. Those are all things that I read about on the internet that other alpha males do. And I'll go, I could do that. I really could. There's nothing stopping me doing that. I don't have a computer. And in school, they didn't let me into ICT lessons because one time I looked up something naughty on the computer, and I phoned my mum, and my mum said, "Well, don't let him have a computer." And I still don't have a computer. I'm 35 years old, and I've gotten on fine without a computer. But why would I need one now? I've lived all my life without a computer. Why would I need a computer now? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, this we're rambling now. Sorry. So you don't want to hear about this. This episode, it's the first episode. It's women's hair. I've got a lot to say about women's hair. Yeah. I hate women's hair. If you're a woman listening to this right now, first off, if you are a woman listening to this right now, you're not. I said explicitly in the intro bit, this is for alpha males, yeah? You're women. Why are you listening? I'm getting angry. Oh, no, calm down, Roger. It's not worth it. Remember the court order. There we are. You're women listening to this right now and you've got hair. How dare you? But we'll get on to that. We'll get on to it later. We'll get on to that later. I apologise as well for those that know me in real life from down the pub, from down the club, from down the other pub, and down the third pub, which I don't go to anymore. for those of you who know me from there, you'll be like, what? I'm speaking in quite a quiet tone. Yeah, I am speaking in a quiet tone. Thanks for noticing. If I speak too loudly, I'll wake my flatmate up. And part of my philosophy of being an alpha is kindness to men of the same status. Because what's the phrase? Yeah, the lion doesn't listen, the lion doesn't have ears when he's near the sheep. And look, my flatmate, he's a top bloke. I'm happy to admit, he's a strong man. He's muscly, he's ripped, so am I. I am as well, so am I. I am as well, don't forget that I am. He's a kind man. And he's an alpha as well. He's not an alpha sigma, that's just me. But he is an alpha. And I'll go as far to say, his body, the way his muscles sort of ripple down his body, and the way, so he glistens in the sunlight after he steps out of the shower, and the way his eyes sparkle, some could say that brings a certain joy that I've not felt in many years. And that's nice. And he's a nice man. So, with that, I respect him, and I want to keep quiet, out of respect, because I've got a really cheap rental arrangement, as some of you who know me would know. I live under his bed. I pay rent for the sort of the bit under his bed, and that's where I'm recording from right now. And he's asleep, and I don't want to wake him up. I've got a really good rent arrangement. So if you do hear snoring, by the way, that's just he snores sometimes. Bless him. Not bless him. I mean, he snores sometimes. Weights and women. He charges me about 200 quid, a month. And with that, I get the entire, and it's not a small, it's a big bit, it's a double bed. It is nice, I've got all my stuff down here, sleep down here, I don't take women down here. This is my space. I don't let women in my space. Yeah? There's already a wolf deep inside of me. I can't fit anyone else into my space. My space is crammed full, so that, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in place in my space. That's really nice. But look, this has been a long introduction, and I'm sorry. I know a lot of you have been begging me for a while for a podcast, and here it is. You're welcome. Yeah, you are, and you are welcome. Women's hair. Now, I've been wanting to talk about women's hair for a very, very long time now. It's been a topic that has always interested me, because it makes me so irrationally angry just seeing women with hair. And you might be saying, Roger, that of course, what else are they supposed to do? They need hair, keep their hair. Well, that's what they do with it. It's what they do with it. Yeah. And now this isn't me. This isn't some new age. Oh, some women got short hair now. I'm really mad about that. I am, but that's not what this is about. Now, this is a baser instinct. This is one that I'm sure I'm positive all you get, and not just the alpha males listening to this, because I know some of you have snuck in. I can smell it. Now, you see a woman's hair, and you think to yourself, how dare you? How dare you? Yeah? It's long. It's luscious. Probably smells nice. Well, we'll get onto that later on, but how do you have the gall to present something that, I don't want to say alluring. It's not alluring. That's the wrong word. That gives off the wrong. If I say it's alluring, you'll probably think I'm one of them, I'm one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm not. erotic is the word I was looking for. Something so erotic, so brazen, is that in front of all the men, you're just going, oh, here's my hair. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? You're saying, here's my hair. I'm not ashamed of it. It's not falling out and I feel a sense of shame. No, it's here, it's luscious, it's long, and I'm letting other people be in the presence of that. You know where I'm coming from? I don't say much more about it. Really. It's clearly an erotic act. It's the short skirt of the head, is what hair is, and I wish more people would see that. I really do, because when I'm out, and I do go outside, when I go outside, I maybe speak to, when I'm standing, I've got my street corner. It's for any of you that are in the area, the one stop that's sort of on the corner, the one stop. You got a one stop on a corner. Next to that, you got that clothes shop run by that man. Yeah, not the nice one, that one. And in between those, I'm usually stood there with my sign. Yeah, and I stop the women, don't I? You see me stop the women, and I say, look, what are you doing with your hair? Or often a lot of them, they start talking about products, and then sort of giving me sort of like tips on sort of hair, like restoration. I'm saying, that's not what I mean. My hair's fine. I want to know not what you're doing with your hair. I want to know, what are you doing with your hair? There's a difference in the tone in it. There's like a big difference in the tone of those things. Because I don't care what they're doing with their hair. I want to know what they're doing with their hair. And they say, what do you mean, Roger? Because they know me by name, It's a small town. And I say, you're out here parading it about, showing it off to all, there's the beta males that are on the streets, yeah? But worse than that, yeah? The uncategorised males. Who knows what they're up to? I don't trust them. I don't trust them one bit. I'll see a beta male, like a man I know who's got glasses on or something, and I'll go, yeah, I know his game. I know what he's up to. I'll see an alpha male or a sigma male when I look in a mirror and I go, I know his game. Yeah? But I see a man who's just a normal man wearing a shirt or something. I'm like, well, he could be an alpha. He could be a beta. I don't know. But more important, that women doesn't know. And he's seeing her hair. And with that, he can just he'd do anything. He'd be imagining her hair in a variety of circumstances. He could even be imagining what he might do to her hair. He could be imagining like caressing it and sort of telling her, that it's nice, and having that sort of hair would really be a benefit to someone. And he could be saying like, he could be looking at it. He can make a picture. I'm getting at. I don't need to explain it. I know that everyone who's listening to this right now is fully on board. Exactly. You're going, I feel this has been on the tip of society's tongue for ages, for forever now. And it's in case you're slow, in case you don't really get what's going on at all. I'll label some things for you just so you get it. I don't like that it's long. I don't. I think hair, if it's long, it'll get caught in things. It's more expensive to cut. There's a lot of downsides to long hair. A lot of downsides that people don't really consider. And I think the women, they don't consider that. If all of them had no hair, then, the barber shop is so expensive. Get rid of it then. Now, don't come complaining to me. It costs so much to sort of cut, dye and style your hair. But you just shave it off. Yeah? Idiot. And the smell. Now, didn't particularly want to touch on the smell, but women's hair, the way it smells, I don't like it. Now, it smells nice. Now, I know all of you alpha males out, you got a good whiff of women's hair. Of course, you got a good whiff of women's hair. You know, you can't. You're on a bus, you're on the subway, and a woman walks by. You naturally take a whiff. That's not a controversial statement. That's just whether it does. Yeah, that's me taking a whiff. It always smells nice. It always smells nice. Have they done that on purpose? You know what? The worst thing is, I don't think they have. I think they smell like that, women, just normally. You know, and then I'm having to spend the rest of my day, you know, on public transport on the corner between those two shops, sort of mildly aroused for nothing. That's not my fault. That is not my fault. That is the women who have the gall to just be out there doing that. You know what I'm getting at? I think you do know what I'm getting at. And that's the important thing. That's the really, really important thing, is you do know what I'm getting at. All of you. The betas listening to this, because I know you snuck in. The women listening to this, because, well, you always listen to the alpha males, the sigma males, the alpha sigma males. That's just me. That's what's annoying you, innit, listening to this. You're thinking, I agree with everything Roger's saying. He's not said a single thing yet, which I disagree with, and he's really smart. And he's 6'9", probably. And yeah, you know, I'm about 6'9". I've not measured myself. I've not weighed myself. I've not measured myself, but I think the energy that I bring to rooms, people are always like, wow, that's Roger. And I think the way that people look up to me, especially the younger boys, especially the thin, slender younger boys that I like as friends, the way they look up to me, you know, I may as well be 6'9". You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe my height is not 6'9", but you know, inside I am 6'9", and I think that's what matters realistically, is that, because you know what is height? Yeah, that's just how far off the ground your head is, and I'm in the clouds, I'm in the sky. Yeah, so I think comfortably 6'9". You know, and look, so I know some of you listening to this and you're going, Roger, I thought you were about 5'2", and I'm not. Right, let's move on. Oh, sorry. I can hear him snoring up there. Oh, bless him. Not bless him. Yeah. That's good. I bet he's dreaming of women, but not in a good way. I bet he's going, women. Whoa. That's what he's. Right, we've got some of my friends down a pub. Where are we? That's one of our friends down a pub to record a little something for the podcast, because they've always got stuff to say. They always got stuff to say. Let me find it. Right. I've not really listened to these probably, but I'm sure they are going to have really good insights. Right, here we go.
Hello, Roger. Yeah, I was just phoning in because I think it's unfair. You know, I'm an alpha wolf. I think, you know, part of being an alpha wolf is, you know, doing all of the training and the jogging and you know, the pumping.
Yeah, I love the pumping.
But also, you know, and I think sometimes, you know, some of the other alphas, you know, they look down on me for this, but also having glorious hair is part of being a wolf man.
Yeah,
Wolves, you know, you look at the wild, mate. You know, that's what we want to be, wild men. You look in the wild, mate. You're going to see wolves, right? Luscious manes on them of a You know, you smell a wolf, you touch its hair. It's not greasy. It's slender. It's lovely. And I just want to know why I have to use women's hair products. You know, and I do, in order to get that sort of streak-free shine. You know, and when I've got these, why am I having to use the Vagisil?
There we are. Now he raises a very good point there, and I'm sorry, I think I cut him off a little bit there. I think it's more to say. He raises a very, very good point there. Why should we, as men, as wolves, have to use? I personally, I don't use the women's products. Not because I can't. I do have hair. There is hair on top of my head. There's not a lot of it, I'll admit. But that's because I keep it short, military style, in case we go to war. I don't want them to spend any time shaving my head when they could just give me a gun and I go off killing. Don't waste any. Think of all the time that could be spent wasted of them going, oh, I'll shave your hair. No, give me the gun, put me on a plane, killing. But my mate he has luscious hair. He has really luscious hair. He's down way past his shoulders, just sort of middle of his back, and it shines, and it streaks, and it's perfectly straight. And he's an alpha male. He is. And you think just because he looks like a L'Oreal model, he can't be. That's wrong. He could be whatever he wants. He's an alpha male. That's the point. It really is the point. And why should we have to be using the women's? Why don't they make sort of men's product? And they do make men's products. I've seen them on the shelves. They do make them. But the women's ones, they're just so much better. They smell nicer. Men's ones, like last one I picked up, it's just like a blank bowl. It smelled like a cleaning product. It smelled exactly like bleach. And it turned my hair a different colour. And I was like, why am I using this as shampoo? Why I, as a man, why do I have to use this inferior product? Can't remember what it was called. It was in a big yellow bottle. Why do I have to, and it burnt my scalp. Why do I have to be using stuff like that when the women, they get their L'Oreals, their herbal essences, their, I can't think of any more. Why do they, and then I have to go to A&E to get my scalp repaired after I use their shampoo once. Think about it. Really, really think about it. It's not on, is it? It's not on.
Because I'm just thinking about this out loud. But what's a wolf hair going to smell like? It's going to smell like the forest, like flowers. It's going to smell natural and fresh. And I'll go in.
So the WhatsApp does the weird thing. Right, carry on, mate.
And I'll go into the B&Ms and I'll look at the man fucking soaps, and what is it? It's all fucking sandalwood and ice. I don't want to smell like that. I want to smell like a wild wolf, man. Yeah. So I'm going to get my herbal essence.
Yeah,
of course I am. And I don't think that makes me any less of a man.
It don't.
So that's my thing with the women's hair, right? It's, they've had, they're saying they don't have rights, but they've had the hair rights over men for a really long time because everyone knows lynx smells like shit. It does. It doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
And I want to smell like a wolf, man.
Yeah.
And women, they smell lovely. And I just want to smell lovely. And I will kill anyone who says that makes me not an alpha male.
And the really important thing about my friend there, all he wants to do is smell lovely. He wants to smell floral like a wolf. Because that's what, I've not really done a research, but wolves eat flowers. We all know, well, they're in a forest. What else is in a forest? It's flowers. That's what wolves eat. They eat the flowers, They consume the flowers and they smell like flowers. That's biology. That's just basic biology. Wolves smell. You can smell a wolf before you see it. The aroma wafts down through the glades. That's just fact. That's just nature. Another interesting thing, my friend, and he did seem a little violent at the end. He's not a violent man. He's been pushed to that point by the women, by the hair, to get to that point. All he wants to do is smell nice. Is that so hard? Is that so hard? And when he says he'll kill anyone that says he's not an alpha male, well, you know what? He will. And I will stand in a box, in a court, in a box, and I will say, yeah, he did do that. He did do those murders. And you know why? Because they said he wasn't an alpha male. Because I'm a friend to him. And if I say, oh no, he did. If I say, oh no, he didn't do those murders. He's innocent. What am I saying? He's not alpha. Because they'd have it on record. They said he wasn't an alpha male. And if I would say, oh no, he didn't kill him, like a beta, then what am I saying? I'm saying he's not an alpha male. And I wouldn't say that to my friend. I wouldn't say that about my friend. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, I know you understand. So I'm getting a bit emotional. Just the idea of someone saying my friend isn't an alpha male. And he is. He goes to the gym. He's got long, luscious hair. He smells like a wolf. The idea of someone... Sorry. It's a topic I'm getting really angry about. I'm really, really angry right now. I'm absolutely fuming. I'm so angry. I'm seeing red. Because someone... Just the idea of someone... He's such a beautiful... he's such a strong... he's such a fucking strong man. And someone would fucking say that. Oh, that makes me sick. Carry on, mate.
Hello, Roger.
Oh, someone else?
I just want to say, I was on the bus today, and there was a woman on it.
What the fuck?
And that meant that I didn't get on the bus because I feel uncomfortable around women. And then I wet myself because I needed to go to the toilet, and there was no toilets around. And that's the problem these days. There's just no toilets anywhere. And when you shit in public, you get arrested. Or a woman points at you and says, put that away. And you go, I'm just weeing outside the Asda. I just hate everyone and everything. And especially, next thing we know, when the bus comes, there's going to be a woman driving it, and that's going to be the end for me. I think that's my last day. I promise you that. I wouldn't be able to cope with that at all.
Well, thank you, Michael. That's Michael. He's down a pub as well. I forgot I got something from Michael as well. Yeah, that's a sad story. That if ever there was a sort of sign of the times. If there was a sort of sign of the times thing about what's going on right now, it's that. That beautifully depicts where we are as a society, as a people, that Michael, that he could even sort of slightly, like, he couldn't even get on a bus. Think about it. Right. I don't think I've got much more I could possibly say about that. I think that articulates exactly the problems that we got going on. I think I got.
Hi, Roger. Woof woof. Yeah, it's a bit of it's a global conspiracy, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. It is.
There's obviously, a lot of different people that want to see men not being real men.
You're right.
And there's a lot of women. I've got to say, it's women around the world who are trying to change us from the wolves that we are and that we should be into little kind of
tiny puppies,
animals instead of big, angry, strong wolves.
Yeah. He's right.
And I've heard stories. We've all heard stories. We've all heard stories of women clubbing men to death, just for having a strong jawline. Books being burned. Copies of GQ being burned. Big piles of them. Which is bad for the ozone, which you think they care about, but
hypocrites.
And I even heard about in a ring of nurses who were, every time they'd be doing a circumcision, they'd take off a little bit more than they needed to, just to make sure that the next generation of boys had smaller penises.
That happened to me.
Which is also what I think happened to me, because when I look at myself in the mirror, I think I should have the energy I have, the wolf inside me should have a much bigger penis, and it's just kind of normal. And I feel like I should have a much bigger one.
True.
Because of how alpha the wolf is that lives inside of me. So, anyway. But, also, if women are so smart, how come I have to keep reminding them how interesting and attractive I am? Because they keep forgetting their heads are like sieves. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a great point. Many great points were raised right there. And I'm sure, let's talk about that last point. If women are so smart, why do we have to keep reminding them how interesting and attractive we are? Because I keep bloody forgetting, don't I? But when I'm on the street corner, when I'm standing in a street corner, one of the questions I ask is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive am I? And then, how smart am I? That's my question. Some of my questions. And obviously the answer is that it's 10 and 10. Don't think about it. Look at me, it's 10. It's alpha male, it's 10, 10. But some of them are going with 3 maybe, and then a 1. I've got one of my mates who's a beta male. He taught me how to use Excel, and I made a little spreadsheet of all the ones, and it averages my attractiveness at about 4.2 and my smartness at about 1. Yeah? Then why aren't they listening? If they listened, when I keep reminding them, because I do remind them, if ever you need proof of where the women are going, that Excel, and I'll send it to you. If I can work out how to do emails, if he shows me how to do the emails, I'll send you that Excel spreadsheet, because you'll see it. There's 19 columns, a couple of rows, which is sort of numbers. I've not labelled them, they're just sort of numbers in a line, but I know what I mean. And I'll send you the numbers in a line, and you'll be like, oh, but yeah, it's what you'll say, and then you'll get it. Because I'll say to them when they walk past, I'm hot. I'm really hot. So they sort of turn away. Sometimes they run away from me, and I chase them a bit, but not in a scary way. And then I say, well, as I'm running, I go, I'm really smart as well. And I can count. I can count up to some of the really big numbers. That's not everyday stuff. We're talking millions. I can count in the millions. So easy. Really easy as well. 1,000,001, 1,000,002. 1,000,003. So, and so on. I struggle with the 9s sometimes. I do struggle with the 9s sometimes. When I don't sometimes, if you just say 1,900,999, is that 2 million, or is that 1,100,000? 1 million, one. It don't matter. Look, it don't matter. I don't need a count. I go to the gym. So, look. So we can just get back a bit. Like, I want to sign off soon. I can't speak for too long. I don't want to wake him up. And I've had some amazing callers there with really, really great points. Some of them can't go on the buses anymore. Some of them, they want to smell like wolves, and that's completely justified. A lot of really great points. A lot of really, really great points. And some of them had questions, some of them had stuff they want to say, and I welcome that. I really welcome that into this space, because the wolf that lives inside me, he's hungry. He's hungry for more. He's always wide open. What's inside me is wide open and just ready to sort of receive any knowledge of an alpha male. He's ready to receive any sort of part of an alpha male's knowledge that he can get, and to become as big and really I want to just become as big and as thick as I can, like in my muscles, and I think that's really important to sort of. You always got to be learning, A, B, C, always be learning. And that's you're not going to grow otherwise. And I like to grow, it's for other alpha males. It's not for the women. I don't do this for the women. I like to grow for the alpha males. That's what I like to do. And anyone who tells me otherwise, they're wrong. And my friend will probably kill them. And that's okay. And that is okay. Right, I'm going to go now because I've got to go to work. But remember the things that I've said today. They're really, really important. Yeah, like if you agree with anything I've said, comment about the things you agree with, and if you could also comment what you like about or dislike. Actually, let's do dislike. No, just a comment about women's hair. No, just your thoughts on women's hair, because you're all alpha males. So, an alpha male comment about women's hair, please. I'll be like, and then press the subscribe button, because that would be really useful. So, but only if you're an alpha male. If you're not an alpha male, don't do that. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone, and I'll. See you next time. I've been Roger Assault, and this is the wolf who lives inside me. Bye.